Hi, my name is Rachel Levy. I'm otherwise known as @BostonMarketer on Twitter, and I am actually originally from the Boston area. I am applying to be on the Focus Rally event with my friend Ashley Lojko, and we actually met on Twitter. We are twins, as we just made up the other day that phrase. We're Twitter friends, so we met on Twitter, and she was actually my intern at Webinar Listings for about 6 months. And we've remained very good friends throughout the process.
So my unique and personal motivation for wanting to be on the show, well, I've always loved The Amazing Race. It's definitely something I've thought about applying to before, and it really fits with who I am. I like cars. I don't have a Ford right now, but I could definitely use one. But you know, I'm adventurous, and I'm definitely somebody that likes trying new things, so I think it's a perfect fit with what you're looking for the show. Oh, and I'm very interested in social media. I use it for myself, for networking, and for my business.
I also have a website called Webinar Listings that I help promote companies' webinars to bring in new attendees for their webinars. Things that interest me: family. My family lives very close to me, so I see them quite often. Travel is very important to me. I've been to 21 countries and try to do it as often as I possibly can. I'm very adventurous. I've done skydiving, bungee jumping, hang gliding. I'm always up for an adventure, basically, in most areas of my life. I'm very active doing volunteer work, both in the Jewish community and outside of the Jewish community, with women's shelters and a women's group. I'm always doing volunteer work. I have a dog, a yellow lab named Stella. She's one of the most loving and mellow dogs you'll ever meet. And I enjoy cooking, not usually just for me, but I enjoy entertaining and cooking for other people.
So how important is the internet to my daily life? Very important, especially because I'm an inbox zero kind of gal, so I'm always checking my email. If I could handcuff myself to my computer, I probably would. But I'm on my computer all the time. You can see my TweetDeck up here. I'm usually sitting here on TweetDeck or on Facebook or just surfing the internet. This is part of my daily life. I'm checking in on Foursquare in my own kitchen right now. I need to log in that I'm actually on my stove. 1 second. Yeah, I know I'm going to the bathroom, but it's a very important tweet. So I'm also on my computer on Skype a lot. I have clients out of the country, so I'm using Skype constantly and usually lying on the couch with my dog Stella. So my most embarrassing story? Well, let me tell you. I was at a Friday night dinner event and I was wearing a white dress, kind of like this white dress. So I'm at this dinner, I'm sitting with the rabbi on my right and a very cute guy who wasn't interested on my left, and we're eating dinner while the rabbi's talking to us. He's standing up on a chair. Everybody's eating, and I'm listening. And next thing you know, I go to put my hands in my lap, and I missed, and I went like that. And all the food went flying all over my dress, all over my chest, even down my dress, on my lap, and it was quite embarrassing, especially because the entire room was watching because they were looking at the rabbi. So that's my most embarrassing story. So why do I think I'd make a good contestant on the Ford Focus Rally Show? Well, I'm adventurous, I love to travel, and I know social media very well. Within 10 seconds, if I tweet something, I can have a lot of answers, and I'm fun and I have a lot of personality. So I hope that you'll pick me to be on the show, and I look forward to being there.
Hi, I'm Ashley Lojko. I'm 25 years old and I am from Salem, Massachusetts. I'm looking to be one of the next teams for the Ford Focus Rally with my co-pilot Rachel, who you met previously on this video. Her and I are twins. We actually met on Twitter about 8 months ago when she was looking for an intern for her website, and since then it's just been history. I am an avid driver. I love driving. I am an autocross racer. I haven't gone since last spring because it just costs way too much money to replace burned out tires, but I have had proper driver training. I've gone on a few circuits with a couple of local teams and I thoroughly enjoy rallying. I consider myself very adventurous, elegant at times, silly and goofballish at times. I feel like my personality has a very wide range of characteristics.
So my most embarrassing moment was probably a few years ago when I was photographing a wedding. I was standing behind the bride and groom taking some photos of them exchanging their vows. My mother, who was working with me at the time, was in the center aisle taking pictures of them exchanging their vows. I stood up, walked away to go around, fell into a shrub, broke my shoe. My mother stood up in the middle of the ceremony and screamed, "Is she okay?" So I was the injured photographer who fell into a shrub.
I work as an online fundraising specialist for a company called Emergent.
So I definitely use the internet every day. I couldn't tweet without it. I probably put out about 30 to 40 tweets a day. If I didn't have the internet, which is pretty much a vital part of my life, I don't really know what I would do.
I also am an avid video gamer. I actually play World of Warcraft and StarCraft. One of those things that you might not know just looking at me.
So this is my giant cat, Toby Fat Cat. He has his own Twitter feed. It's quite hilarious. But as you can see, he's got some massive girth going on here. He's very mad at me right now. But he's like holding an infant.
I also run a cooking blog called Cooking for One. It's recipes for single people and single servings. I find that being a single person myself, recipes don't always cater to what you need, so I created a site that does. I've traveled to 29 states. I've been to Canada and to the Caribbean. I haven't been over to Europe yet, but that's something on the docket for the future.
I know, I shouldn't be tweeting and driving, but I'm parked, so that's not driving and tweeting, right? Welcome to my car. This is Tasha, my Volkswagen R32 that I love. She's my speeding bullet. She gets me going wherever I want to go. I really think that one of the reasons why I want to do this show is because of the adventure. I feel like I would provide a great dynamic for the show because I'm all over the place with energy and spontaneity, and I'm definitely assertive when it comes to driving. I don't know if I would call myself aggressive, but I would say assertively aggressive, meaning that I'm not the person cutting everybody off, but I might be the person to squeak through a tiny spot if it's there.
I want to get out on the road. I want to go experience life. I am ready to rally that Ford Focus.